Sir Elton Hercules John CBE is an English singer, songwriter, pianist, and composer. He has worked with lyricist Bernie Taupin since 1967. They have collaborated on more than 30 albums. John has sold more than 300 million records, making him one of the world's best-selling music artists. He has more than 50 top 40 hits, as well as 7 consecutive #1 albums in the United States, 58 Billboard top 40 singles, 27 top 10 singles, 4 of which peaked at #2 and 9 of which reached #1. His tribute single Candle in the Wind 1997, rewritten in dedication to Diana, Princess of Wales, sold over 33 million copies worldwide and is the best-selling single in the history of the UK and US singles charts. He has also produced records and occasionally acted in films. John owned Watford F.C. from 1976 to 1987 and from 1997 to 2002, and is an honorary life president of the club. Raised in the Pinner area of London, John learned to play piano at an early age, and by 1962 had formed Bluesology, an R&B band with whom he played until 1967. He met his longtime musical partner Taupin in 1967, after they both answered an advert for songwriters. For 2 years, they wrote songs for artists including Lulu, and John worked as a session musician for artists including the Hollies and the Scaffold. In 1969, John's debut album, Empty Sky, was released. In 1970, his first hit single, Your Song, from his second album, Elton John, reached the top 10 in the UK and the US. John has also had success in musical films and theatre, composing for The Lion King and its stage adaptation, Ida and Billy Elliot the Musical. John has received 5 Grammy Awards, 5 Brit Awards, an Academy Award, a Golden Globe Award, a Tony Award, a Disney Legends Award, and the Kennedy Center Honor. In 2004, Rolling Stone ranked him 49th on its list of 100 influential musicians of the rock and roll era. In 2013, Billboard ranked him the most successful male solo artist on the Billboard Hot 100 Top All-Time Artists, and 3rd overall, behind the Beatles and Madonna. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994 and the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1992, and is a Fellow of the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers and Authors. He was knighted by Elizabeth II for services to music and charitable services in 1998. John has performed at a number of royal events, such as the funeral of Princess Diana at Westminster Abbey in 1997, the party at the Palace in 2002 and the Queen's Diamond Jubilee concert outside Buckingham Palace in 2012. John has been involved in the fight against AIDS since the late 1980s. In 1992, he established the Elton John AIDS Foundation, and a year later he began hosting his annual Academy Awards party, which has since become one of the highest-profile Oscar parties in the Hollywood film industry. Since its inception, the foundation has raised over £300 million. John, who announced he was bisexual in 1976 and has been openly gay since 1988, entered into a civil partnership with David Furnish on 21 December 2005. They married after same-sex marriage became legal in England and Wales in 2014. Presenting John with France's highest civilian award, the Légion d'honneur, in 2019, French President Emmanuel Macron called him a melodic genius and praised his work on behalf of the LGBT community. In 2018, John embarked on a 3-year farewell tour. Elton John was born Reginald Kenneth Dwight on 25 March 1947 in Pinner, Middlesex, the eldest child of Stanley Dwight and only child of Sheila Eileen, and was raised in a council house in Pinner by his maternal grandparents. His parents married in 1945, when the family moved to a nearby semi-detached house. He was educated at Pinner Wood Junior School, Rediford School and Pinner County Grammar School, until he was 17, when he left just prior to his A-level examinations to pursue a career in music. When John began to consider a career in music seriously, his father, who served as a flight lieutenant in the Royal Air Force, tried to steer him toward a more conventional career, such as banking. John has said that his wild stage costumes and performances were his way of letting go after such a restrictive childhood. Both his parents were musically inclined, his father having been a trumpet player with the Bob Miller Band, a semi-professional big band that played at military dances. The Dwights were keen record buyers, exposing John to the popular singers and musicians of